Dusty, right after that final game of the year, you said, "I'm not ready to go home yet," which I think kind of said it all, just how much you loved being here, how much you loved this team. When you look back at 2021 and all that you guys did together, how would you describe it?
Well, it was probably the year of togetherness more than any other team that I've had. I mean,
Coach, you said you went back to basics for camp. How have you seen the guys adjust to kind of starting from scratch?
I think it was good. We wanted to make sure we weren't skipping any steps and really breaking down the fundamentals. We went into it like, regardless of the veterans coming in, our young guys, we wanted to act like they didn't know anything about basketball, and so we took it from ground up. And I think as a new team with a new coaching staff coming in, then that's the way to approach it.
Silas, over the last few months, how would you describe your relationship with him so far?
I think we both have the same winning mentality. He wants to win bad, and I want to win bad. He knows how great I want to be, and I think we're going to lock in with that. He's going to help me achieve my goals.
It's going to be fun to see Daniel work with these guys this season and for years to come. It's also going to be quite the treat to see how Coach Silas utilizes all of his potential stars this season. I had a chance to sit down with him to discuss that and much more in our exclusive one-on-one interview.
Speaking of veterans on the staff, Ryan Stanek is in his 7th season as a major leaguer. And while he did spend 2 of those seasons in the National League with the Miami Marlins, last week was the first time the St. Louis native got to play in the stadium he went to growing up. Here's this week's DeMontron RV Journey.
I've had that coffee at Minute Maid Park. Safe to say I'll be getting some inside Toyota Center as well. So speaking of something that's provided a boost of energy, Texans quarterback C.J. Stroud has quickly become a household name for all NFL fans. And in addition to obviously being an outstanding quarterback, C.J. also excelled on the basketball court, believe it or not, before heading to Ohio State and focusing exclusively on football.
So this was a job that I really wanted to do for a long time. So I applied to one similar with the Guardians as well. But also just knowing that there are a lot of Hispanic players here that, could actually use my help, that it wasn't going to be a team where I would have the role and then just not use it and do nothing.
Now from the west to the east concourse, where on Wednesday night, a ribbon cutting was held for Maven Coffee and Cocktails. Maven's founders include Blake Fertitta, Astros pitcher Lance McCullers Jr., and his friend Juan Carlos Martinez. And following a successful first season at Minute Maid Park, serving up high-quality coffees and craft cocktails, they're looking to bring the same great experience to Rockets fans here at the Toyota Center.
First and foremost, super exciting for me, for Juan as well. Funny enough, about a year ago, we were sitting at a little bar in Paris, and we kind of just started kicking around the idea of starting a coffee company together.
Welcome back. Ahead of every Friday home game this season, Jeremy Pena has hosted a group of kids to celebrate their achievements in the classroom. But Jeremy doesn't just do a simple meet and greet with Pena's pals. He also takes them out to meet his teammates and let them add a little flair to the shoes he wears that night.
He wants you guys to decorate it first. Are you up for it?
I feel like me growing up, I've always had influential people, but I felt like their biggest impact was when I was younger. When they taught me things when I was younger, it really stayed with me. One of the players that would go back and give back to the community was Chris Arnetta. He would go work camps in Providence, and it's always something that stayed with me. He was always a role model for me, and I'm just trying to pay it forward.
The Fertittas have owned the team and traveled a lot of arenas around the country. They saw that there was more modern technology out there and asked us to look into it. So we started looking at new lighting systems pre-pandemic, and then this year had the chance to pull the trigger to really go from old metal halide to new LED technology. The old metal halides were state-of-the-art technology 20 years ago, but in order to turn them on and off, you really couldn't do that because they took so long to warm up and cool down. The new technology, most people are familiar with LEDs, instant on, instant off, and they're programmable lights. So really each light is an individual tunable, and so that allows us to do a lot more.